Sales and views dropped and are dropping since August 2025. I don't know what to do. I have been on Etsy for more than 4 years and have never had an experience as this. After they introduced the change for title suggestions, my shop, which used to do well, has dropped almost 70% in sales per week. That's crazy. Many listings expire because they no longer have views or sales, even when they used to do well. Etsy sellers, what's your experience? What helped you to get back on track? Are you using eRank and consistently changing tags? No, do not change your tags. That's crazy. When this person said here, when it came out, I used the new format for a few A/B tests and quickly realized they were the worst suggestions ever. The listings that used them got zero visibility, essentially. I mean, I could already tell just by looking at how the suggested titles look took away any good information, but was willing to see. 0 out of 10. Oh, did you change all your titles and tags according to their suggestions? I chose not to because I have put a ton of my own research into my titles and tags, and they work for me and work well. I very quickly became extremely glad I had made that decision because I had started hearing about Etsy's suggestions were basically shop killers. If your 5-star shop is failing or you're worried about a potential shadow ban, you're not alone. A lot of people are being filtered out, sales are dropping, old stores are dying, and new stores are not getting traction. It could be saturation, it could be a glitch, it could be the economy, and all of those are very real factors, but within the last 6 to 8 months, a lot has happened. What's up, everybody? Dave here. Check the description for helpful links like my new app that helps you do SEO, free 10-minute mentorship calls, as well as the free Etsy ads cheat sheet. 2026 and beyond is going to be interesting because like I said, all of the platforms are moving away from indexing. They're moving into a tailored search result. And we've always had this. We had interest-based search results, and now we have CSR, which is the evolution of that. However, I believe that we're seeing even more of a shift. And that's why you see new posts every day and you hear about, or maybe even experience yourself, people dropping. So my belief is that Etsy's own search documents say its system takes a new holistic view of a listing. These are new documents from them, including title, tags, attributes, descriptions, first photo reviews, and more. To connect items with the right buyers, Etsy also says ranking uses shop, customer service, listing quality, relevancy, and engagement signals. Okay. Etsy is likely moving into a much more behavior-based, AI-assisted smart results system, just plain and simple. Interest-based search results was the beginning. CSR is what they have now, and it's shifting even more. The old search, think of it like a library. You typed words, and the system pulled matching pages. Titles and tags made you more eligible. Conversion rate and click-through rate made you climb higher. But new search is a mix between buyer behavior, buyer history, listing data, and tons of other signals that are not in our direct control. Etsy is likely moving closer towards a custom tailored result system, just like every other algorithm and every other platform out there have already. So let's actually talk about what's actually happening right now. This is where I really want you to pay attention. 2 main things in my view. You know, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have direct access to the algorithm, whatever. But in my view, 2 main things are happening to sellers on Etsy that explain sudden drops in sales. Number 1, the newest reason. Existing stores are now being ranked in the new, more holistic, more AI-driven algorithm. This results in past bestsellers tanking and sales dropping. So even whenever you have a store that's running and an algorithm changes, and the algorithm changes how it views you, it's eventually going to fizzle out. Plain and simple. This is exactly why we see posts like I shared in the beginning of this video frequently. Old bestsellers run out of momentum. Old bestsellers no longer have the steam to carry them in the new system. It's likely why all stores didn't die at once either. Each different store, each different bestseller, each different niche, all those bestsellers that did well in the old system, they had its own steam, they had its own momentum, and it carried it into the new algorithm, and its engagement, its sales and conversion rate, it carried it through. But eventually with new listings moving in, adhering to the new system, adhering to things being newer, selling just as much, if not more, that's when those old bestsellers start to crumble. Your Etsy store is not cemented in time. That's why you see people drop off all the time. That's why one of my main type of students is old stores that did really, really well, and then they stopped. It's your store is a living, breathing organism, and I'll talk about that in a second. A similar thing, honestly. What I was saying, it doesn't carry them into the new system. It's likely why all stores didn't die all at once. That's why it's still happening. So a similar thing is happening on some YouTube channels. If you've noticed on YouTube, or if you're a creator that makes YouTube videos, maybe you've noticed people talking about this. New algorithms mean existing, previously successful channels find themselves averaging much lower views. My channel has averaged lower views. Maybe I obviously need to step it up, but I've noticed this across other channels that have much more subscribers than I do. Lower views on average compared to what they used to get. A new algorithm must be learned. It's just plain and simple. With Etsy, I don't think there's a whole lot of new things we need to learn, but I do want to cover the things we should start adhering to and start testing with. Maybe it's not going to be an immediate change, but we definitely want to start trying these things. Number 2, reason of what's actually happening right now. This is always in effect, by the way, and I've taught this year after year after year. Old listings that never sold or barely ever sold, pulling down your store's conversion rate. That's what's hurting your store. I've coined the term digital cobwebs years ago, and they continue to still be a factor. Long-running stores will eventually one day come to a crossroad where these cobwebs do actually catch up to you. And I deal with these stores all the time in my mentorship. And then the combo deal of that is that if both of these happen at the same time with an algorithm shift, and you have a bunch of old listings that are pulling your conversion rate down, your store's quality score, whatever other factors they're judging you on in the background, or you already had a bunch of cobwebs, now the new algorithm is judging us differently, you have yourself the perfect storm. This has always been the case with algorithmic changes. Whenever they shuffle the deck of cards, if you've been with me for a long time, you've known this mannerism that I say, this metaphor or whatever. Every time they shuffle the deck of cards, you will end up landing somewhere differently, and over time, it kills your store. So how do you fix a store or grow a store? How do you grow out of this? Start adhering to the smarter algorithm and testing some of these things. 15 words or less in the title. Obviously, you don't want to go hyper short. People have gone hyper short, and the AI tool that they give you makes it hyper short. That's killing stores. That is killing stores. When people actually change their titles, that is killing stores. You can see it all on Reddit, and you can see it even in the comments of this channel. My tool in the description, AddToCartSEO, has a 15 words or less function on it. So it not only looks for the best keywords for you, but it carefully crafts the titles and tags in the best way possible. So it's not repeating anything, and it's getting the biggest, widest footprint for you. You have to try it out. I promise you. It's the tool I wish I had for the past 8 years. I've literally finally developed it. So please try it. It's in the description. So try 15 words or less in the title, either way. It's working well on many stores. Maybe it won't work right away, so don't do it on everything. Definitely don't change existing listing titles. That's killing everybody. Description must be packed full of keywords, naturally and not spammy. Previously, description only needed to function as a utility, but now it's really, really important that it has a lot of good keywords that tells the algorithm by your intent, who it can be sold to, who can use it, what it is, all the adjectives, all the nouns possible. It's like another spot to put a bunch more keywords, but it needs to be natural. Don't make it all spammy. Don't make it gross. Number 2, as always, clean out bad listings and your dead niches. If you're print on demand, that is. If you have a bunch of niches that never sell or has never sold, take those niches out of your store. Allow the algorithm to focus in on what works. Taking care of dead weight has always been a solid strategy. Your shop is a living, breathing digital organism. I've said that a lot throughout the years. Test new angles. Number 3, test new angles within the scope of your store. Obviously, you don't want to start getting shiny object syndrome and just selling random stuff. If you're handmade, please do not add print on demand. If you're print on demand, please do not add digital. If you're just stay within the scope of your store, okay? The only way to fix a store that has slumped is to move forward too. This is a big point that I want to share. You have to list new listings. You have to test new angles of SEO. You have to have all the things I just talked about, all the 3 things I just talked about, but you have to move forward. You can't sit there with X amount of listings, not add new ones, not whether it's brand new products or just duplicates. You have to move forward, period. Otherwise, the algorithm is going to judge, filter out, and drop all your old stuff as these changes go on, as new people come in. So it's like if you had an Instagram and you were getting 100 views a day onto your Shopify, 1,000 views a day, visits a day onto your Shopify, and you never post on Instagram. The way forward is obviously not to post. Or the way forward is obviously the way forward is obviously to post more and not let things die and ferment. Don't let your store ferment and die. Changing existing listings will hurt your store even worse. I've literally always said this, and it's always been right. I've said that throughout all the years. And all the YouTubers too, all the YouTubers I pay attention to said, guys, do not change your titles and tags with this tool. Please don't do that right away. And some people had the gall to say things like, oh, I think Etsy would know best. That's great. That didn't work out for a lot of people. Some fringe cases of people changing titles or tags and it working exist. That's true. But more cases exist for the opposite. So these 3 things, along with these 3 truths, is what is going to move you forward. But everything needs to be a more of a holistic view. The titles and tags aren't the end all be all anymore. Your description needs to be packed full of things, and you can't really post just garbage. There's a lot of garbage on Etsy where people really took the more is better and ran with it. You can't have 1,000 listings that are just okay anymore. All your listings have to be really good. You want quantity and quality. But a lot of people for a long time got away with just quantity, and then the rest kind of lifted it up. So check the links in the description if you want to work with me one-on-one. I'd love to have you. Check out the app I just launched. Very, very helpful, very, very affordable. It's the price of a cup of coffee. And grab the free Etsy Ads cheat sheet in the description. I hope you have a beautiful day.